Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 8th, and today we are going to sketch an angle in radians by converting to degrees and using 0, 90, 180, 270. This lesson basically takes everything we did in the previous three lessons and puts them together. As long as you understand all those things, it should be pretty simple. So, we have our steps right here to sketch radian angles. We are going to, first of all, convert to degrees by multiplying by 180 over pi. If the angle is not between 0 and 360, we're going to add or subtract 360 until it is. That was the coterminal angle lesson. And then once we have it, we just put it on our grid, which we did the first day. We did sketching angles on the grid. So, 2 pi over 3. I'm going to start by converting to degrees because I'm more comfortable in degrees. And I'm not sure if you ever talked about it. Radians is just a different way of measuring angles. If I want to measure something, let's say I want to measure a piece of paper. I can measure it in inches. I can measure it in centimeters. They're just two different units to measure the same thing. It's the same thing with angles. I can measure angles in degrees or I can measure them in radians. Just like inches and centimeters has a conversion, so does degrees and radians. And to convert to degrees, I'm multiplying by 180 over pi. So my pi's cancel. I'm left with 2 times 180 over 3. You can use the calculator if you want for that. That's going to give us 120. Is that between 0 and 360? Yes. So I go 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. 120 is between 90 and 180. It's closer to the 90. I'm not sure if I asked you for the reference angle or not. If I did want to do the reference angle, I mean, this is 2 pi over 3. This is 120. That's my reference angle right there. 180 minus 120 is 60. If I want to convert that back to radians, you know what? Let's keep things a little bit simple. Let's not worry about that. Well, let's worry about that. I would multiply by pi over 180. Those would reduce pi over 3. I'm not going to do that for all the examples. We're just going to focus on sketching them. I don't want to make things too more complicated than they have to be. So let's not worry about that much. All right, let's skip ahead. Let's just do number 3, just since there's more space to do number 3. My first step, I want to convert it to degrees. To convert to degrees, I'm multiplying by 180 over pi. My pi's cancel. I have 5 times 180 over 6. I can use my calculator if I want. I'm going to use my own calculator. Just a little bit faster for me. 5 times 180 over 6 is 150. Is 150 between 0 and 360? Yes. So 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. 150 is between 90 and 180. It's closer to 180. There's 150, or I can put it in radians as 5 pi over 6. Now, what if there's no pi? Well, that's nothing new. We did that the other day. I'm still multiplying by 180 over pi. Now this one I'm going to need the calculator. 2 times alpha y equals enter. 180 over pi is 114. Let's just round it, 115. I'm noticing a trend here. It's purely coincidental, but everything seems to be in quadrant 2 that we happen to be going over. So 115 is between 90 and 180. It's closer to the 90. So that's your 2 radians. Or you could put 115 degrees. 10. My first step is to convert to degrees by multiplying by 180 over pi. Pi's cancel. 10 times 180 over 3. I can use my calculator for that. Is 600. Is 600 between 0 and 360? No. So if it's not between 0 and 360, then I'm going to find the coterminal angle by adding or subtracting 360 until it is. That's 240. Hey, finally an angle that's not in quadrant 2. 240 is between 180 and 270. It's going to be right there. That's my angle 10 pi over 3. Why don't you try 11 on your own? Again, your first step is to convert to degrees. I want you to try number 11 on your own. Okay, first step is to convert to degrees. So to convert to degrees, I'm multiplying by 100 over pi. Oh, sorry, 180 over pi. Pi's cancel. That's going to give me negative 30. Is negative 30 between 0 and 360? No. So I find my coterminal angle. In this case, I have to add 360 because subtracting 360 is going to make it even smaller. That gives 330. Now that I have that, .330 is between 270 and 360. It's closer to the 360. That's negative pi over 6. And that's it. So is there anything else here? No, that's it. Your classwork / homework is to finish sketching radian angles. Is to finish sketching radian angles. I'm going to give you, again, I mentioned in the announcement, since the regents in June are canceled, I'm giving you an extra day. We're going to start spacing things out a little bit because we had a lot of time planned for Regents review. So we're going to really slow up the pace at this point. You can utilize the fact that we're slowing up the pace to make up anything that you might owe from the first half of the third quarter. All right, take advantage of that time. But even though this is a one-period lesson, it's Wednesday, April 8th. This will be due tomorrow, Thursday, April 9th, at the end of the night. Any questions, feel free to contact me or remind. Again, I can sketch radian angles on the grid by first converting to degrees by multiplying by 180 over pi. From there, if the angle is not between 0 and 360, I'm going to add or subtract 360 until it is. That's what we did in the coterminal angles lesson. And once we have that, we're just going to sketch the angle on the grid using 0, 90, 180, and 270. Have a great day. Bye.